Hey everyone, and welcome to my guide on how to become a wealthy assassin in Diablo 2 Resurrected. If you're a player like me who loves raking in piles of high runes and valuable loot, then this guide is for you. In this video, we'll explore the most effective strategies for accumulating those precious high runes with the, in my opinion, best class in the entire game, and you will know why at the end of this guide. We will go from optimizing your build and equipment choices to mastering my most lucrative farming runs and trading tactics. With these tips, you will be well on your way to amassing a fortune in high runes and dominating the in-game economy. Let me carry you from the character creation screen to a trade window full of burrows. I quickly want to mention that this is only the way I've been playing the assassin class, and a lot of it is personal preference. But I can assure you it worked out great for me for the last 10 letter resets or so. Also, English is not my first language, so bear with me when it comes to any grammar or spelling mistakes. With that being said, let's get started. So we are at a level 21 assassin right now, just for demonstrational purposes. Just a low level character. I will quickly go over skill tree and stuff. There's not much to talk about. For normal and nightmare mode, you will progress with the Wake of Fire mainly. This ability is ridiculous. It's a huge AoE and deals a lot of damage. At the very beginning though, you will do some good old hack and slay, and you will put the first few points into Fire Blast. Yeah. Until you unlock Wake of Fire, this is as clunky as you would expect it to be for a level 5 something character. Also, put 1 point into Burst of Speed as soon as you're able to, which is, I guess, level 6. You can also pick up any plain dagger you find to increase the trap laying speed, since depending on which weapon you're using, you got different frames on which you can place your traps, right? And generally spoken, you want attack speed for your traps. They shoot always the same speed, but you can affect the trap laying speed with attack speed. It has nothing to do with your faster cast rate, by the way. It's all about attack speed though. So yeah. At the beginning, you equip any plain dagger, put 1 point into Burst of Speed, put all the remaining points into Wake of Fire as soon as you're able to, which is level 12. Then things start to get fun. The next huge upgrade is Leaf. It grants 3 to fire skills, and since this is a fire ability, this weapon will carry you all the way to normal and nightmare, and let's be real, probably your entire lobby too. I will add a clip where, yeah, I think it was the Act 2, in the Worm Boss. I killed the player's 8 Worm Boss. It was just me in there, nobody wanted to go there. Yeah, and I just ran to roof with the fires. And grilled those little bastardos. The funny thing is, I mean, think about it. It's basically the same damage output as a Hodo. It's a Heart of the Oak, a rune word. But you can wear this already at level 19. And it requires runes which you can find in normal mode. Another thing is, you can vendor shop the base for this rune bird already with level 1. Hello. You can vendor shop this already at level 1 in normal mode. Just look through the weapons, and you buy just a plain one with 2 skills. No additional skills, it only would make it expensive. A plain one like this costs exactly 100 excuse me 151 gold. And you get the base for the rune word, which will carry you, yeah, until the first respec. Until the first respec, which is at the beginning of Hell mode. I recommend at the beginning of Hell mode around level 60 or 70 or maybe even 75 if you play hardcore. You're most likely gonna do Nightmare Bale runs until like 75 or something. Depending how ballsy you feel on that day. Everything else, you see I don't have any other gear to showcase. Well, that's pretty much all you need, to be perfectly honest with you. When you reach Nightmare mode, you make one one stop in order to farm Countess. You want a lore helmet, right? Your Ort Soul helmet, which grants 1 to plus skills. You maybe want a smoke armor or a stealth armor, Tal-Et or Nephilim. Try to find like a 1 to assassin skills or a 1 to trap skills amulet. But in general, those item slots don't really matter. It's all about this weapon right here. Of course, you want some run walk on your boots, resistances on your gear, maybe a little magic find here and there, whatever. But yeah, this is all you need. You will max out all these three, all three of those, alright? You probably will never ever use Wake of Inferno. It's not good. It's like not good at all. You can throw additional fire blasts to your Wake of Fires. You can place 5 of those and then you spam fire blast. But the thing is, it costs a lot of mana. So be prepared to chug a lot of blue potions. Yeah. That's all you do. Max these 3. Maybe at the end of Nightmare you can put 1 point into Death Sentry, but you don't really need to. Put 1 point into Cloak of Shadows, 1 point into Mind Blast, but that's more like for Hell mode, which I'm gonna talk about when we go over to the secondary spec. Of course, 1 point into Fate. You know, get those resistances for free. But yeah, Wake of Fire OP. Wake of Fire in combination with Leaf OP. Enough said. So, alrighty then, you made it through normal and nightmare mode, and you've just entered hell mode. You are going to visit Akara and hit the respec button. You get 1 respec on each difficulty by completing the first quest in Act 1. And you go from fire into lightning, because fire alone won't be enough to level through hell mode, in my humble opinion. Yeah, your skill tree should look like this, with a slight change. You don't max out you don't max out all the lightning sentry synergies right off the get-go, alright? Because you want still a little bit of fire damage. That's how you kill the lightning immunes. When I played this build on stream, that's the most frequently asked question. Alright then, nice lightning sentry damage, bro, but how do you kill lightning immunes? Yeah, I'm gonna show it real quick to you and I'm gonna explain it to you right now. So, you click the respec button, you put 20 points into Fire Blast, 20 points in either Shockweb or Charged Bolt Sentry, it doesn't really matter, you will never use those. 20 points into Lightning Sentry and 1 point into Death Sentry. 1 point into Cloak of Shadows. It's a crowd control ability, as well as 1 point into Mind Blast. That's a crowd control ability too. This is pretty good against like any ranged enemies, or let's say best example would be probably. I mean, I'm gonna use it every mob pack. Every monster pack I'm gonna engage, right? Hit my Cloak of Shadows, then they are stunned for a little bit, I place my traps, and then I move on. But yeah, best example would be, where this is pretty useful, when you do bail runs, right? You enter the TP, let's say best case scenario, Sorcerers is kited off to teleport to the throne room. You enter the TP, and the room is packed full of souls. You press Cloak of Shadows, and they are out. Like, they simply stop attacking you for a few seconds. It's a good ability, man. You can put 1 point in here. It's like, I highly recommend it. Like, Cloak of Shadows and especially Mind Blast, you can stun lock enemies forever. I mean, not forever. As long as you have mana for it, you can stun lock the enemies, right? It's good. 1 point into Burst of Speed, 1 point into Fate. No points into Martial Arts. At that point, you're level 75, I think. Or maybe you're even level 75 if you, like, maxed the last synergy. Yeah. But your skill tree should look like this, right? You put the remaining points into Death Sentry. It does not increase the damage, but it does increase the range. Like the radius, where the monsters are affected by Corpse Explosion. Stat point wise, you put enough strength and enough dex in here in order to wear your gear. I'll show you the gear later, in a second. And it's a Vitality only build. You put all the remaining points into Vitality, nothing into Energy. So yeah, that's the skill tree. You, as I mentioned previously, yeah, you should farm, like, don't waste too much time on like farming or whatever at the beginning. At the beginning, just do the most, just do the, like, only what's necessary in order to get like a Spirit Sword, a Rhyme Shield, a Lore Helmet, and whatever armor really. If you can, try to make Treasury ASAP as soon as possible. Like for a Lemrune, you get 2 to all skills, and plus skills have a ridiculous scaling with the trap abilities. In a perfect world, you would find a 3 to traps helmet and a 3 to traps amulet. But since in season 3, like, I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you want to level an assassin. It's reasons in season 3, where they buffed the heck out of trap skills and martial arts skills, you will not be able to afford this day 1 of the season. Like, no way. Unless you are using a third-party websites. That's not a problem. Just stick to your lore helm and whatever amulet really. Like a plain 1 to assassin skills amulet or whatever. That's fine. As soon as you hit level 75 though. As soon as you hit level 7, right, this is a nice setup, don't get me wrong. Especially Cannot Be Frozen, you need a source of Cannot Be Frozen. This is most likely the best one you can get early on. But you lack in plus skills, man. That's not enough damage to consistently farm the cow level. Day 1 or day 2 of a season. And as soon as you reach level 75, alright. I don't know if this works in like Nightmare mode as well. I always do it in Hell mode. But you need to be level 75 in order to... Yeah, when the shopping is OP in Diablo, you're gonna buy 2 of those claws, right? Don't mind the socket, don't mind the shell room. Like, I just made it just for shits and giggles. You buy 2 of those claws. And with this setup, and the armor, and the lore helmet, it's enough damage to clear the cow level on Hell mode. You don't farm in Nightmare, you don't farm in normal mode. Those 2 difficulties are tutorial, alright? For this build at least. You want to rush to Hell mode with the previously mentioned skill tree, fire traps, then you respec. You rush to level 75 ASAP, do bail runs with your group or like whatever. Of course, it depends. Do you play solo self-found or nah? Like, I'm always, it's a ladder reset, bro. I play in a group. I think it's the most fun. But yeah, rush to level 75. Then you go to Anya. Of course, you gotta do like the Anya quest beforehand, right? So you got the vendor in the town. And she's selling those claws. Why do you need to be level 75? Well, when the level in Diablo 2 is always, the item level, whatever, is always 5 level above your character level. And in order to get a free plus anything to spawn in the shop, they need to be level 80. Therefore, you need to be level 75. This can take you anywhere from 20 minutes up to 4 hours, I'd say. You can reset the store by entering the red portal right here. Make sure you are solo in your game. Like if you are in public bail runs or whatever, and you think you are very smart and want to like, don't waste time waiting on the platform, it won't work. Like you should be alone in the game. Just open the game and then you can reset the store infinitely.
Good morning.
Yeah, and you enter shop, and you enter shop, and yeah, until you have 2 freed trap claws. Places to farm with this build. Number 1, the cow level. It's just a DPS check. You could have minus 500 oil resist, it doesn't matter. It's just a DPS check and you get the DPS from an NPC for free for a little bit of gold. Also, you don't need much gold to buy those claws. They cost like around 5k or something. Unless they have crazy additional mods. Yeah, you farm the cow level. Okay. I will add some clips at the end of this before I go to the third and last respec. But yeah, you... Is this hell mode? Yeah, this is hell mode. You do your Eldritch Shank. You do your Eldritch and Shank, right? You don't even have to look at the monsters. Boom, dead. That's what you do. Power level, Eldritch, Shank, and Pindle. And you farm Countess Helmut as well. But if you want to farm anything else than like the cow level, you need cannot be frozen somewhere. So I would recommend just switching out one of those claws for a Rhyme Shield. Or you can still use for the tower. You don't need that much damage. You can still run your spirit and your Rhyme Shield, all right. But for the cow level itself, which is most of the lucrative farming spots early on in the season, while everybody else is still hanging around in the campaign on Nightmare, Bail runs or whatever, you're already able to farm the heck out of the cow level. And yeah, you find all kind of goodies, man. You can find burr runes there, you can find like high runes in general. You're gonna find most of your gear, which you will need later. Like what I'm gonna talk about in a second. When you respec into a Ubertrist farming character, aka currency printer. Yeah, you find bases. Like all the good runework bases, like your Dusk Shrouds, your Mage Plates, your Scarab Husks, and so on. Your 3-socketed helmets and whatnot. Yeah. Get this, get the Trap Claws, get a Spirit Sword, get a Rhyme Shield. You have a ridiculous amount of fire damage. You have a ridiculous amount of lightning sentry damage. Keep in mind you can place 5 of those traps. Each trap shoots 10 times. So, well, after farming the cow level, Eldritch Shank Pindle and Countess on Helmut like a madman, you've probably gathered up some currency to buy the Kick Assassin gear, which you need for Ubers and Declone. And you're going to hit the respec button at Akara one last time. I will just briefly talk about skill tree, step points, and gear. I will link in the description below a more detailed version of the Kick Assassin in general. If you're interested in that, feel free to watch that. Yeah, with that being said, you put 20 points into Dragon Talon, 1 point into Dragon Flight, 20 points into Fate, you max out Venom, 1 point into Cloak. You don't need Mind Blast, it's not useful for the kick build. I messed up while I respect, so don't even bother with Mind Blast. It's only good for the trap build. Speaking of traps, you max out Death Sentry. And you put a few points into Fire Blast in order to get 7 shots out of Death Sentry. If you have done all the skill quests, and I highly recommend you do the stat quests as well, you are exactly level 85 and you are fully spec'd into this, alright? You will have the exact same skill tree with level 85 and all the skill quests done. I'll talk about the gear now and then about the stat point allocation. You are going to trade for a Flash Ripper, excuse me, a Flash Ripper, a G-Fels, you make Smoke. You will be wearing this armor for a while. This, in addition with Fate, grants so much resistances. You can kill Ubers very early on. Buy gloves, buy the Dracula's gloves. Get a Ravenfrost, a T-God's belt, the Angelic combo, a Storm Shield, and Goblin Toes. You will most likely find some of those items while farming as a Lightning Trap Assassin. Yeah, the more you find on your own, like the better. The cheaper this build gets, right? When you finally want to trade and respec into this. You gotta upgrade the boots twice for more kick damage. Because this is the weapon. The boots are the weapon. Inventory, you don't need an inventory at all. This isn't even an assassin torch yet, feels bad, man. An Annie. I mean, this is pretty easy to get. I mean, you got the character to kill D-Clone, you will have an Annie, that's how it goes, man. Yeah, use whatever you find. Attack rating is pretty important. And resistances and life. But as I mentioned before, there's a more detailed guide about the Kick Assassin, how all this works, and what's important and how much the item costs. It's all in the other video. This video already gets too long, alright? I don't want to steal too much of your time. Yeah, that's it. Now I will give you a quick summary on how to actually get a trade for 12 freaking barrels, okay? You're gonna farm up the keys. Don't even bother with like 2 keys, they take too long. You are going to sell each of the mineral items, all the crap items you find. You try to sell them for single keys. People are way more willing to give you a Uber key for, let's say, a 25 Always Viper, which you usually far into the ladder, like you could sell this to a Kara basically. But people are willing to pay like 1 key for it. Also, after the few torches, you're going to buy some upgrades for this. Alright. Metal Grid and Stormlash. After you acquire those 2 items, you're able to do players 2 or even players 3 Ubers, so you can provide Uber service, and you will get paid keys for killing Ubers for other players. So you sell your crap items for single keys, you get paid keys for doing Ubers for others, and after you sold even more torches, you are going to level up a second character. I would recommend leveling up a Sorceress, since you don't need Enigma. You got a teleport already in the skill tree, right? And yeah, now you have now you have the setup going, so you can farm up keys really quick with your second character. You can provide Uber service. You sell all the crap items for keys, and this accumulates a lot of key sets in a very short time. And yeah, it's just a starting point. All right, it's just a starting point. After you sold like 20 torches, depending on a little bit of your luck, obviously, but it's very unlikely that you get like 20 10 droid torches. All right, that's not gonna happen. 20 torches sounds like a lot, but it's actually not. For like 20 torches, it's more or less 2 weeks of farming keys. That's nothing. I mean, casual playtime, like a few hours after work or whatever. Yeah, sky's the limit with this method. And I wanted to share it with you because I think, especially in Season 3, a lot of people want to make like the dual mosaic Phoenix Strike Assassin, which can get pretty pricey if you want to run Griffins, Enigma, and Infinity, and so on. Or yeah, whatever you may desire, man. Make the most expensive Oradin, or like whatever. This is the way to do it. This is at least how I do it. Like since a while now, and it works pretty damn good. It works so good to a point where I basically give away torches for free in my streams, because yeah, like I don't want to like brag or anything, but after selling 50 torches, you don't need 50 more. You know what I'm saying? So if you never tried this before, or yeah, I think a lot of people started Assassin this season because they've seen the patch notes. So this is a great way to do it, man. This is a great way to do it. Fire Trapper, Lightning Trapper, kill Ubers, do whatever you want. With that being said, thanks for watching. If you found this any useful, feel free to give it a like. And yeah, good luck on the torch rolls, man. I hope you hit the 2020 like me, man. I really hoped. I really do. I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Later.